Welcome back to another episode of the NHL Hockeyverse Matchup of the Week. We have a special treat for you this week. The best in the West face off. The Winnipeg Jets take on the Vegas Golden Knights as the Stanley Cup playoffs are right around the corner. Jack Eichel is having a career year, leading the Golden Knights in assists and points. Fun fact about Eichel, the most unusual thing he has been asked to sign is someone's forehead. I have an extra marker if any of the puck people ask next. Eichel and the Knights will face off against Mark Scheifele and the Winnipeg Jets, who are in contention for the President's Trophy for the most points in the NHL. Scheifele loves scoring goals for the Jets. He's one of the highest scorers on the team, but not as much as he loves his two pet goats. Hi everyone, I'm Thomas Gamba.
And I'm Mike Seville. Welcome back to our animated Hockeyverse. As you can see, spring is here, the snow is melting, and the Winnipeg Jets are hot with the playoffs right around the corner.
I can't wait to see who makes a statement this week. But it's not just any week.
That's right, Thomas. History was made last Sunday as Alex Ovechkin scored his 895th career goal to pass Wayne Gretzky for the most in NHL history. So excited to break that down later on.
Me too, my friend. But right now, we're looking at a heavyweight bout between the top team in the Central Division and the top team in the Pacific Division. Who are you excited to watch today, Mike?
I'm looking at the captain of the Golden Knights, Mark Stone. He's second on the Golden Knights in points this season, only trailing Jack Eichel. He's got great vision and is always a threat on offense. What about you, Thomas?
I'm watching Kyle Connor, Mike. He's leading the Jets in assists, and he's looking at a career high in points. He's gotten it done on the big stage in front of our puck people before, and I think he could do it again.
Great point. It's a lot of pressure playing in front of crowds like ours, especially under these bright lights. Let's see who is up to the challenge and drop the puck.
Let's do it. It's time for some hockey. The Golden Knights for the first time in the Hockeyverse and the Jets for the second time, but Mike, something looks different. Where's Connor Hellebuyck?
Well, Thomas, all players need rest, especially goaltenders. So the Jets gave Hellebuyck the night off and put in Eric Comrie.
Comrie is only allowing 2.5 goals per game, and he's a great backup for the Jets. Connor Hellebuyck, one of the front runners for the Vezina Trophy, but as you said, he needs a little rest tonight, and the Jets will be in good shape with Comrie. 17 minutes to go in the first period, and the Golden Knights win the faceoff, and Brandon Saad controls the puck. And Mike, talk about a confident kid. That is Brandon Saad. His teacher got mad at him one time for not studying, and guess what his response was? I don't need to study. I'm going to be in the NHL. And he has. He's playing in his 14th season.
That's incredible confidence. Predicted the future, but here in the Hockeyverse, we advise you do study.
Of course we do. And he's playing for the Golden Knights, a relatively new team, and I wonder how they created their first squad.
Yeah, they were founded in 2017, and in their first season, they actually made it all the way to the Stanley Cup final, where they lost to our buddy Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals.
Wow, so close in your first year. While we have a stop in the action, let's travel around the league with our Hockeyverse happenings.
Alex Ovechkin cemented himself in sports history last Sunday. The magic moment came during a power play in the second period, when the 39-year-old fired a rocket from the top left circle past Islanders goaltender Ilya Sorokin to score his 895th career goal, surpassing Wayne Gretzky's now former record.
And the great one was right there to congratulate Ovechkin after the score, along with Ovi's family and NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman. Congrats came pouring in from GOATs around the sports world, from Mark Messier to LeBron James, Simone Biles, and even Tom Brady.
It was a great moment for Ovechkin and the entire sport of hockey.
Stick around. We'll be reliving his last 10 goals leading up to the record later in the show. Moving ahead in the first period, 7:30 to go with still no score. And Mike, I know we just spoke about Alex Ovechkin and his new goal record, but did you see that post-game celebration? Everyone was so happy for him.
Yeah, I did, Thomas. It was great to see, and I'm sure he's excited that the great chase is finally over.
Definitely. Everyone thought that breaking that record would be impossible, but he has done it. As Alex Iafallo gets into the zone, 2-on-1. Iafallo to Scheifele, and they score! Winnipeg is on the board.
Luke Schenn does a great job at creating the goal with the pass up ice, and from there it's a mini 2-on-1. Nice backhand pass from Iafallo, and Scheifele was ready to fire.
And the self-proclaimed hockey nerd was in the right place at the right time, and I'm sure his two pet goats and his dog Oliver are going to love that goal. 2:19 to go in this first period with the Jets leading 1-0. Keegan Kolesar tries to center it, and it's knocked down by Adam Lowry, who loves to travel cities. That's one of his favorite parts of being an NHL player.
And I wonder if he goes with his dog Banks, who was featured on his bobblehead this season.
Oh, definitely. You can't bring that cute canine around. You're crazy. Here he is again. His dad, Dave, was the former captain of the Flames. He played for 1,000 games in the NHL. As he rims it around to the left side, Dylan Samberg with a shot, loose change in front, and they score! There he is, Adam Lowry!
Great job by the Jets putting pressure on Hill with the guys out front. You have to watch out for the tip as a goalie, but good shot from the blue line, and then Lowry finds the loose puck and puts it between the pipes.
And you know his dog Banks is gonna be loving that. Great goal! Final 30 seconds of the first period. Here's Victor Olofsson, who loves the video game FIFA, and something on his bucket list is skydiving.
I would never do that. I'm afraid of heights.
Oh, come on. You've been at the top of the Ferris wheel. It can't be that much worse. Behind the nets, Josh Morrissey, who played for Team Canada in the Four Nations face-off. 7 seconds to go. Haig with a shot. That's blocked down. And that'll do it for the first period. 2-0 Jets, and a really good start. That's a pretty strong start from the Jets, Mike. Before we take a break, it's time to put on those thinking caps for another edition of the Brain Freeze Question of the Day.
Alex Ovechkin is now the NHL goal king, and he's also a big collector of one piece of hockey equipment. Is it helmets, jerseys, sticks, or gloves?
I got my answer. Do you have yours? We'll have the answer later on in the show. But first, you know what time it is. The ice needs cleaning, so I'm on the case. We'll be right back for period 2. Welcome back to the NHL Hockeyverse matchup of the week. On April 13th, we're traveling to the great outdoors. It's Harvey's Mountain Classic. Harvey the Hound has made it his mission to ensure his team experiences hockey at the purest by playing an outdoor game this season. Harvey will lead the teams up the Rocky Mountains of Alberta to a beautiful rink on a frozen lake where the conditions will be perfect to watch the Calgary Flames take on the San Jose Sharks and explore the great outdoors. Ask your parents to tune in this Sunday. See you at the mountain. Time for the second period. It's Brett Howden and Mark Scheifele to take the opening faceoff.
And Scheifele's teammate Dylan Samberg had the opportunity to meet his two dogs, Dylan and Murphy, before the game. They were walking around the streets in the Hockeyverse.
And Dylan was actually adopted from a rescue shelter by Dylan Samberg. Pretty cool, two dogs right there.
Definitely.
Must be a lot in the household as Connor shoots it and a save by Aiden Hill. Moving ahead in the second period as the Jets win the faceoff. DeMello around, and it's picked up by Zach Whitecloud, who had a fun experience with the Stanley Cup. Remember, the Golden Knights won it back in 2022-2023, and Zach Whitecloud took the Stanley Cup back to his hometown, brought it to the local gas station, filled it with a Slurpee, and drank the Slurpee out of the Stanley Cup.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That reminds me when I drink hot cocoa out of the souvenir Stanley Cup. I wonder which one is better.
Well, they both taste really good. It's probably hard to decide. Ivan Barbashev controls the puck. He's a two-time Stanley Cup champion. He won it back with Alex Pietrangelo and the St. Louis Blues. As Eric Comrie touches the puck around, Mike, he loves to sing songs during the game, and sometimes he even forgets that he has to protect his own net.
I don't blame him. I wonder if his teammate Scheifele put him on to some Taylor Swift.
I don't know, maybe. Under 10 minutes to go in the second period, and the Jets have a power play with Nick Waugh in the box. As Winnipeg looks to make it 3-0, Cole Perfetti controls. He's the youngest player on the Jets roster.
He also grew up a Toronto Maple Leafs fan.
It's taken away by Riley Smith, who drives into the zone and gives up to William Karlsson, who has a pretty cool nickname. They call him Wild Bill, and he's one of the Golden Misfits.
Golden Misfits are the players who have been with the Vegas Golden Knights since their first season in 2017.
I'll tell you one thing, out of the three Golden Misfits, William Karlsson, Shea Theodore, and Brady McNabb, he definitely has the best hair without a doubt.
Yeah, he has some serious flow, but I'm not sure if it would compare to NHL legend Jaromir Jagr. His mullets are pretty impressive.
Their box office, he's got the best lettuce, as we call it, in the whole entire league. As Vegas will clear it all the way down the ice to Eric Comrie of the Jets, playing a pretty good game so far, shutting out the Knights.
He's in his third stint with the Jets in his 9-year career.
He's an experienced guy. He's ready for the Hockeyverse, as he's shown. As Vlad Nemesnikov drives across the red line, his dad, Evgeny, played 6 seasons in the NHL. As the Jets control, and Mike, one guy to watch out for here is Colin Miller. He has a really powerful slap shot.
Yeah, he sure does. He could get it up around 100 miles an hour.
We'll see if he could do it here. As here he is. He's a former Golden Knight. That shot gets blocked. Appleton gets it back, waits at the right circle, and swings it back up to Miller. His wrist shot is knocked down. He hasn't tried the slap shot yet. See if he has the opportunity. Niederreiter down low. Around for Appleton. There's that slap shot, and he scores! You knew it was coming. Colin Miller puts it home.
This is a perfect play by the Jets' power play unit. Everyone touches the puck, they work around the net, and it sets up Miller for a beauty one-timer.
And that's our Hockeyverse hacker.
Here you see everyone touching the puck, getting it behind the net, and then there he is, Miller, 95 miles an hour.
Wow, that shot is lethal. Just a rocket to the back of the net. What a goal by Miller. And speaking of goals, we know Alex Ovechkin has scored the most of them, but did you know he's also one of the silliest players in the league? We do after seeing this.
What's the secret to staying at this level in your 30s?
Diet, rest,
You're good?
and all the different stuff I'm not going to tell you.
Two sticks, the rule book is thrown away.
Are you angry if you don't go number one?
I want to be last. I need a car.
Where are all your friends?
I don't know. I'm by myself here, so I'm pretty happy.
What was it like last year missing the playoff?
I was shocked.
What's the celebration?
Score balls and jumping in guys. Just to put stick in the ice and makes it like hot, you know?
You decided there's a fountain. Let me jump into it.
Yeah, it was hot. You thought it's going to be crazy, but it's basically nuts.
Final 45 seconds of this second period. And Mike, I just can't get enough of the fact that, of course, Alex Ovechkin scored the record-breaking goal from the left circle.
Well, of course, that's one of his favorite spots to shoot from on the ice, and he did it on a power play as well. He has the most power play goals in NHL history.
Here's Mason Appleton, who just lost the puck. He has a knack for assists, Mike. He already has one tonight.
Why do you say that?
Well, how do you not know? Another word for assist is apple.
Oh my gosh, that's such a bad dad joke.
That's a great joke. Come on, you don't like that?
No.
William Karlsson behind the net, 4 seconds to go. And that'll do it for the second. 3-0 Jets. Coming up next, it's the third period and the answer to the brain freeze question of the day.
Here's a reminder, Alex Ovechkin is now the NHL goal king, and he's also a big collector of one piece of hockey equipment. Is it helmets, jerseys, sticks, or gloves?
The answer, along with the third period, is next on the NHL Hockeyverse Matchup of the Week. Welcome back to the NHL Hockeyverse Matchup of the Week. Before we start the third period, it's time to answer the brain freeze question of the day.
Earlier we asked, what piece of hockey equipment does Alex Ovechkin like to collect? Well, if you answered hockey sticks, then you know the grade 8 pretty well.
That's right, Mike. Ovi loves collecting twigs. In fact, he even asked Islanders goalie Ilya Sorokin for his stick after Sunday's game. Sorokin was happy to give Ovechkin his stick and even posed for a photo with Ovechkin and Wayne Gretzky. Here we go, it's the third period as Dylan DeMello controls it for the Winnipeg Jets up 3-0. It's been a great performance for them. As Kyle Connor gets it into the zone, he's a big fan of chess.
He also grew up a big fan of the Detroit Red Wings. He's from Michigan.
And his dog Samson has his own Instagram page. Pretty cool stuff. Here he is in the right corner. Knocked around by Keegan Kolesar and taken by Alex Iafallo, who had an assist on a previous goal. And here's Alex Pietrangelo, the former captain of the St. Louis Blues. And we mentioned Ivan Barbashev earlier. He's a two-time Stanley Cup champion, as is Alex Pietrangelo.
Wow, pretty cool. Pietrangelo played over 1,000 career games.
It's a Winnipeg power play with under 13 minutes to go. As the Jets control off the faceoff, and Mike, you have to give props to goalie Eric Comrie, who has been just sensational today.
Yeah, he really has. He's kept this really good Vegas offense quiet up to this point. And if he keeps it up, we might see Hockeyverse history with the first shutout we've seen.
And even his teammate Connor Hellebuck couldn't do that. Just an amazing accomplishment if he can get it done. As Nick Waugh has it on the near side. He had an awesome experience after winning the Stanley Cup. Him and his girlfriend took his cat Pedigree and put it inside the Stanley Cup.
And he's not the only pet that's gone inside the Stanley Cup. Jack Eichel's dog Harold has been in there as well.
Wow, I'm sure it must have been pretty cozy in there.
We got Slurpees, pets. What else can we put inside the Stanley Cup?
Maybe pancakes or something like that. 1:30 to go in this third period, and the net is empty for the Golden Knights. But Mike, the Jets had to play some really good defense here if they want to clinch their second Hockeyverse victory.
And Vegas is really trying everything they can right now to put one on the board.
They get it up top here. Maybe Jack Eichel can help them. He's a three-time All-Star, and he's on the left side. Dorofiev's pass is kicked out of the zone, and Mike, it really looks like the Jets are going to get their second Hockeyverse victory, as I mentioned.
But despite the performance from the Vegas Golden Knights today, they have a spot locked up into the Stanley Cup playoffs. And so do the Jets. They're fighting for the top spot in the league.
And they ice the game with a goal. It's Cole Perfetti who makes the confetti fly for the Jets. 13 seconds to go in the third, and a great team effort for the Jets today, Mike.
Yeah, and Comrie really stepped up there in net, helping the Jets get the win.
So they're 2-0 in the Hockeyverse, and they can celebrate. The Winnipeg Jets defeat the Vegas Golden Knights 4-0. What a dominant performance by the Jets. They got started early with those two first-period goals by Scheifele and Lowry, and they never looked back.
And what a game by netminder Eric Comrie. That's his second shutout of the season.
Well, that brings us to the moment we've all been waiting for. The NHL Hockeyverse Hero of the Week. Mike, who's it gonna be?
I know we had a great game between these two teams, but we can't ignore Alex Ovechkin's greatness. It's a special occasion for a special record. So that's why the Great 8 is my hero of the week.
I couldn't agree more, Mike. We witnessed history this week, so So it's only right that we take a look back at Ovi's journey to hockey history in the only way we know how. Here's how the Great Chase looked inside the Hockeyverse.
Getting that mark down there for Ovechkin.
To the front for Mangiapane, and he scores! Alexander Ovechkin!
Off the boards and out. Along the dasher, Dunn goes round and round. Wilson looking to elevate for Ovechkin. There's an empty net waiting. Alex on the backhand! Point number 1,600 for the Great Eight is an empty net clincher. Ovechkin on the intercept with Dubois. Back to the point, Faravari, deflection try, Ovechkin, he scores! A tip-in for the Great Eight. The chase continues.
887 for the Great Eight as he gets to the front of the net and redirects this one past Romanov, who's his 182nd goaltender that he scored on in the National Hockey League.
Pops out high. Noah Cates was there with him. Van Riemsdyk towards the goal block. Follow-up chance. Score! Alex Ovechkin puts 3 of a kind into the chase. That's 8-8-8. Retreats. Van Riemsdyk is still up in the play. Lost his hockey stick. Nice pass. Ovechkin scores! Alex Ovechkin, 889. Washington 2-all.
What a pass and what a release for 889 by the captain, getting his team back in this game.
Today's game. Dubois finagles away from 2 defenders. Van Riemsdyk to the front looking for an Ovechkin deflection that went high. Alex is still there. Score! He can see the mountaintop from here. Dubois comes to help. Carlson walks the line. They flood that far side. Carlson steps in looking for the deflection. Score!
Yes!
Alex Ovechkin, 4 tallies to hockey immortality. 40 seconds to go. McNugget minute of period 2. Strome coordinating Ovechkin one time. He scores! The chase is as easy as 1, 2, 3 now.
So critical to defensemen.
Sandin whistles one wide. Ovechkin's camped out in the slot area, covered by Vlasic. Ovechkin fires! He scores! Alex Ovechkin has Wayne Gretzky dead ahead.
So the rotation can move those guys around to get Ovi open.
Here's a pass. Ovechkin scores! The Great Eight stand side by side with the Great One.
All the way back into his own zone there. But no, look, he's just trying to find a seam and know that, hey, I'm going to try to force it to him if he's open.
Here is Ovechkin, shoots, he scores! He scores! Number 895!
Ovi is one of a kind, and here we are right next to him.
Thanks to the NHL's puck and player tracking technology, we were able to stand right next to Ovechkin after he scored the record breaker.
It's so cool to be on the ice, to see NHL history right up close. This is something I'll never forget, and that dive was pretty impressive too. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the NHL Hockeyverse Matchup of the Week.